Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ali Shah and I will explain about my thesis proposal for the test of the comprehension class with Miss Aziza. My thesis proposal with the title Student Perception on Their Difficulties in English Pronunciation. In background study, we may see that most of the students are complaining about their difficulties in pronunciation. As a matter of fact, pronunciation is difficult to be learned by students because of some reasons, such as insufficient time for learning it, many terms involved in pronunciation, and determining right position of place of words should be produced by a speaker. And also find out there are different problems faced by the student based the research gap in the background of study. And we have still some students perceive that pronunciation is less important in speaking rather than grammar and other attributes in English language. So that some of them underestimate and ignore the use of the pronunciation. The kind of the condition may lead students to mispronounce the sound. And number two of the research gap in my research, the case of letting wrong pronunciation is considered reasonable because current studies shows that mastering pronunciation is one of the most difficult aspects in English to acquire. And then students have a tendency to adopt the pronunciation features of their first language when speaking English. And the last, there are numerous students have difficulty because by the fact in initial language there are only 5 vowels and 3 diphthongs, and while in English we have 12 vowels and 9 diphthongs. Based on different in the research gap matter about the pronunciation, at the end me as a writer interested to discuss about student perception on their difficulties in English pronunciation. And then in my research we have two research questions. The first one is, what are obstacles often faced by English language department students toward pronouncing English vocabulary? And the second of the research question is, what factors that make students have difficulty in English pronunciation? This research will be conducted through mixed method, collaborate between qualitative and quantitative research. The population of the research are English department students, which has total about 110 students. To minimize the participant on this research, me as a writer use purposive sampling. The main reason for choosing the participant because the writer had two authorities to select the proper participant of the study, and I need recommended for Prodi English department student for data, for collect data for the study, the research. On my research I use the questionnaire and interview session. The first one of the research question, by using the questionnaire, and number two of the research question will be handled by using interview. To analyze data, this will be triangulation data reduction, data display, and verification. The first one of the data reduction will be simplifying outcomes or result of the study into several topics or codes that in importance to be explained. And number two, data display, to make sure the data organized will and adds with several graphics to make the result of the study seems to be look good in interpretation. And number three, after the result of the study is written, then conclusion will be written by the writer in the chapter 5. I think that's it. My explain about my thesis proposal. The last, billahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.